Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this October the 24th, 2022, a Monday. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what. I have never seen the financial system in all the years that I've been doing this show. I've never seen us to a point where things are on such shaky ground as right now. But like this article says right here, there's only one thing that you guys need to know. That there's too much debt in the world, and they're going to have to inflate it away. This is the only thing you need to know. So for all of you guys out there, have been hoarding dollars or sticking with the strength that's in the dollar that's created by the Fed over these last number of months by doing their quantitative tightening and doing their raising interest rates, they've added a certain layer of support to the dollar that this is transitory. You remember the Fed said inflation is transitory? Well, this really is transitory, what's happening right now. This is what's transitory. They're getting close, guys. They're getting close to the end, and they're not going to tell you guys that they're getting close to the end of the line of their tightening cycle. They're not going to let you know about that. They're going to act like they got a lot more in the tank because it's all riding on this. The strength of the dollar is all riding on this. So the thing is they've told you all along too that they're data dependent. So we're going to get right in there. We're going to take a look at these markets today. But what I want you guys to remember and take away from this show is that we are on very unstable ground right now as far as the markets are concerned. And the markets have rebounded a little bit as of recently. Let's take a look. Let's get in there. First thing we're going to take a look at is silver. It's at 1908. It's down 34 cents on the day so far. And we're going to take a look at gold. Gold is 1647. It's down $10 on the day so far. One of the things that I find really, really amazing is the fact that for like 6,000 years, gold was money. It's synonymous. It still is synonymous. It's money. Gold and silver both are money. They're real money. And the entire financial system of the entire Western world is built on this giant pile of nonsense of something that is not real money. And how they can keep the price suppressed. And they have to keep the price suppressed on these. On gold and silver. In order for the whole system to work. Something else just come into my mind, and I'm going to mention it real quick before I move on. I've been doing some research this morning. They are making tremendous advancements in battery storage and in solar panels that aren't even solar anymore. The new ones that they got out now, they don't even have to have sunlight. They're making tremendous advancements in something called nuclear fusion. And don't get the two mixed up, nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Fission is what we have already, and it's very dirty. It's when you take the atoms and you break them apart and create heat from breaking atoms apart. That's fission. Fusion is when you put the atoms back together again. It's the process the sun uses is fusion. And it's very clean energy, and they're making tremendous advancements in that. But, I'm going to tell you guys what. We as a species, even though we're very close to these massive advancements in energy production, We're getting very close. We as a species, we have to be careful because we are very vulnerable as a species. Vulnerable to things like diseases. And now that they're working in laboratories and things and they're able to create these potentially very dangerous diseases that could wipe us all out. Like I heard about a laboratory and just quite recently is anyway. I'm not going to go there. I got to get into the markets. I don't want to try to too far off of the topic today, and that's easy for me to do if you know me. It's easy for me to stray off the topic, but the topic is that we're in very, very uncertain markets right now. There's a lot of instability out there because the system. Well, one of the things is we're at war. And another thing is they've built a system over 100 years, a financial system here in the West, based on something of nothing. It's a Ponzi scheme. And so what is the real fundamental, the solid behind the system is right here. Gold and silver. Of course, crypto is trying to move into this space as well. But let's never forget gold and silver is a rock-solid foundation behind the entire world's financial system. And it's on sale right now, guys. Anyway, okay, let's take a look at cryptocurrencies today, and let's see what they're doing. We're taking a look at Bitcoin. It's at 19,320. And Ethereum is at 1343. It's been a long slog. $68,000 Bitcoins, what we had. And not that long ago either. Okay, you guys remember it well. Okay, now it's down to 19,310. Ethereum at 1342. Okay. It's been a long slog. A long downwards slide for the cryptocurrencies. I think that the sea change in the financial system is coming very soon, and that is going to put us back into a bull market with cryptos when that sea change happens. And so what is that sea change? In other words, what I'm saying is 180-degree change of direction for the financial system is coming up soon. Well, it's going to shoot. Inflation's really going to rocket when that happens. And basically what it amounts to is the Fed capitulating and saying, hey, you know what, the bond market's getting out of control. We got to stabilize the system. And basically that means that they're going to go back to printing again. And that's what goes back again to what I said in the start of this show. There's only one thing you need to know. There's too much debt, so they have to inflate it away. That's where they're going to continue to keep going with this. And so ultimately, that is going to be rocket fuel for gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. And I've been telling you guys this. Because right now they're on sale. And you don't need to be rich to own a little bit. Because I can't tell you how many times, like, I go to a grocery store, and I'm standing in line. Well, our grocery store sells lottery tickets, And I can't tell you how many times I'll get behind somebody, generally a senior citizen, and they're in front of me in line, and they're buying up these lottery tickets. And there's people out there, a lot of them, who are regular buyers of the lottery. What they do is they have a certain amount of money every month they spend on lottery, maybe $100. But these are not rich people. You're going to find most of the people that play the lottery, they're hoping to win big because they're not rich people. They got a very moderate. Some of them are on the poverty end of the spectrum. If they just take that $100 that they spend, or $50 or whatever it is every month that they spend on lottery, and you'll never ever win that lottery. That's like just like might as well flush your money down the toilet. But it can be a sure thing if they took that money, say $50 a month, and say they went out and bought $10 worth of crypto and $40 worth of precious metals each month. Put the precious metals away to one side, have their crypto have the private keys to their crypto. And that would add up every month. First thing you know, they'd have a nice little nest egg of precious metals and crypto. Just in time, if you hurry at doing this, start right away. Just in time for the price to explode on precious metals and crypto. You might get in there just under the wire, if you start investing $50 or $100 a month in it. And I mean, they spend it on lottery anyway. I mean, so what they can't ever win on the lottery, but you can be a winner with crypto because you're still on the ground floor with crypto and you're still on the ground floor with gold and silver. In fact, silver is possibly the deal of a lifetime right now, even with the premiums, because I know where that's going. Absolutely. Ultimately. And it's just a matter of holding it and waiting and being patient. Patience is going to pay off in this situation. Anyway, moving on, we're down to the Dow Jones today, which is 214 points to the upside. Now look at this. We're 31,195. How do we get back up here again? Well, they know the Fed's going to capitulate. This is why there's not a massive sell-off in the market right now. They have expectations of the Fed. And, no matter how much the Fed stomps their foot and say, we're going to be tight, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, they're saying, you ain't going to do that. The system's going to crack up before you get away with it. And they're calling them on it, basically. Anyway, take a look at crude oil today at 84.80. So it's down 25 cents. And we're going to take a look at the MOVE index. And this MOVE index has been creeping up all year long. We started the year with a MOVE index that was down around 60, 64 here? Right there, 64. And look over the course of the year, look how it's creeped up and up and up. Well, this is an indicator of the instability that's in there right now. And that's what I'm talking about. It's never been worse. When it got up this high, at the very start of the COVID pandemic, it spiked up, the MOVE index. They did something about it. They got out there and opened up the credit window with the Fed. It was the repo market. Right now, it's up almost the same level, and they ain't doing much. Because what's happened is how would I explain this? It's kind of like a big dam, okay? And they come along and they see, a hole pops in the dam. The guy goes over and he puts his finger in the hole and he plugs it. And then another hole pops up over there, and they put their finger in that hole and plug the hole. Well, after a while, there's too many places that's popping out. They can't cover them all, and that's the way with this it is now. That's why they're not reacting so much to the MOVE index being up at 156. Is because there's too many holes in the dam now. The dam's getting ready to burst, and they can't cover all the bases. That's basically what it's coming down to. There's getting to be too many. They've been running around trying to cover everything. When there's a problem, they go over and they fix it with money. But the problem is the whole thing's getting paper thin. Kind of like that old pair of jeans, you wear them and wear them and wear them, and after a while the fabric gets so thin that the holes pop out everywhere, and you just can't stop them unless you take and patch the whole thing. That's the way with the financial system now. It's got to the point where it's all wore out, it's ready to break. And it's never been more wanting to break than I've ever seen it than right now. Maybe it'll get a little bit worse. Yeah, before it breaks, completely breaks. But it's heading in that direction, guys. And there's only one thing that can give it stability back, and you got to get in there and you got to pump that money in the system. So going back again to what I said, too much debt in the world, this is the only thing you need to remember. So they must inflate it away. That's it. Okay, today we're going to take a look at bonds and rates. And just look at this. Inversions all over the place. We're looking at a 10-year at 4.28. So we're well in excess of 4% now and climbing. The bond market's popping right now. US 30-year at 4.41. 20-year at 4.67. So, you can see the inversions here. Like, the 7 years higher than the 10-year. We got a 3-year higher than the 10-year. We got a 1-year higher than the 10-year. 6 months higher than the 10-year. We got to go all the way down to 3 months before we get something that's lower than the 10-year. I mean, these are inversions in the yield curve. And this is a signal that we're going into something rather nasty coming right up ahead. And it's not a recession. It's a depression. I hate to use that word nowadays. I hate anybody else using that word. They never say depression, even if we're in a depression. See, we've been in a classic recession for a number of months now, because we've had the yield curve inversion and we've had successive quarters of negative GDP, which is a technical recession. We've been in a recession. So why is there all these questions out there? They keep talking, we're going to go into a recession. I don't get that, because we're in a recession right now. Why do they keep saying we're going to go into a recession? No, we're going to go into a depression. US dollar index today is 112.08. Well, guys, don't know what to say except we're walking on the edge of a cliff, financial cliff. The whole thing. You play around near that's what the Fed's doing right now. They're playing near the edge of a cliff. And you play around the edge of a cliff long enough, and sooner or later you're going to step on some rocks that are loose rocks or whatever. And the next thing you know, you're in free fall. And that's the way with them too. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe. And remember to hit that notification icon. There's a little icon there to be notified. Hit your notification icon for my show. I really appreciate you guys, my audience out there. And you guys have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.